adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mines. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of South. Well, the coronation of the new Oni is a watershed in the history of the Yoruba land generally, and Ife in particular. Now, because they have a leader now, that will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently would be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth would be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you.
Service in Holy Arosa is in
We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Kesu.
If Nigeria lives with any obsession, it is with how best to break down indices of poverty, conflict, and despair. The country continues to pursue vigorous and ambitious strategies to see it on top of its fight and achieve life with the saints and martyrs in the palace of heaven. It is a relentless standoff with the varying timelines, but whose results are pleasing and reassuring. Many may have missed it, but throughout its life, the federal government has been loud on its resolution to bring 100 million Nigerians out of the clutches of poverty in 10 years. That resolve has been on and running, and its impact has been heartwarming. When the giant elephant in the savannah dreams of gambolling, turning and twisting like the rabbits and the antelopes do, it appeals to neighbors for a way out. When Nigeria dreams of ending unemployment and fighting vulnerability, it appeals to its agriculture. The former is far-fetched. The latter is one-way ticket to the gate of heaven. Nigeria is never short of agric systems that seek to address restiveness and idleness and offer hope of the vulnerable and the people generally. It stands to reason, however, that the reinvention of the National Agricultural Land Development Authority, Nalda, is taking the fight to new heights. Through this agency of government, Nigeria is bringing new thinking that is almost humanitarian to have its citizens overcome unemployment and vulnerability and develop spirit of entrepreneurship through agriculture.
NADA is an agro-business platform of government that takes it from land clearing to putting food on the table. So with the kind of president we have now, President Muhammad Buhari has passion for agriculture, passion to have the youth of Nigeria engage into farming. We are mandated to make sure that all that is contained in the NADA Act is touched and implemented.
It is a masterstroke that Nalda is achieving so much within a short period of its reinvention. In fact, interest groups struggle to identify which spirit guide the actions of the present Nalda.
The mandate of NADA is to provide enabling environment for farmers and achieve food security and fiber. So how then do you achieve it? You achieve it by bringing them together, provide all that they need in order to be productive.
Nalda's philosophy can easily be agriculture for life or agriculture for the people. My assessment came from a visit to some Nalda projects in 4 northeastern states of Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, and Taraba. I witnessed firsthand the landmark stride the agency is making to support federal effort to attain food security. One of the hallmarks of Nalda projects is that communities believe so much in its noble intentions, they freely donate land. Yes, many of the land they acquired were from the old Nalda, but the people kept faith, and they are richly rewarded for it. Nalda does not begin an agricultural project in any community, except it equally developed all the value chains along its production system. It is total agriculture for the people.
No not many people may appreciate what the federal government is doing differently to ensure food security and to guarantee the livelihood of its people until when perhaps you come to places like this one. This is Farm Center in Maiduguri Metropolitan Council, and here National Agricultural Land Development Authority is doing something unique that will support the livelihood of widows who happen to be sold by insurgency around the area. Now, there are 51 fish ponds here. These 51 fish ponds will be given to a widow each. That means there will be 51 widows that will benefit from this place. Through it, Nalda will give them animal feed. Nalda will give them the fingerlings. Nalda will also give them the training they require to be able to net their fish. But then, Nalda will also be the person that will be uptaking what they produced. You talk of livelihood. You talk of empowering the lives of the widows.
It is just apt that when Nalda conceives of projects in Borno State, relieving scourges of insurgency is a major area of interest. This is what is called simply a fish village. As this one is going on, 8 more like it across 8 local government areas of the state are going on simultaneously. Its target are women who suffer vulnerability. And Borno has seen years of conflict occasioned by Boko Haram insurgency. The project here is built in 7 hectares of land provided by the community. It will accommodate 51 fish ponds, a fish processing house, boreholes and office blocks. The land will also accommodate orchards, which will survive on waters discharged from the fish ponds. The water supply to the fish pond will be borehole-based, and each of the 51 ponds will carry 1,000 fingerlings to be provided by Nalda. In this farm village, Borno State government has already provided those to benefit. Nalda will train them and be their guardian angel throughout of his lifetime. It will as well provide them with all that they require to run the farm. Already, virtually all the structural requirements of the village are in final stages of completion. This fish farm is intended to fulfill the federal drive for employment, entrepreneurship, resettlement, and food security. All those 51 widows to benefit from this fish village have been provided with a ready accommodation by Nalda. There is actually a resettlement component in the project, and the houses are ready before the beneficiaries could even arrive.
Well, this is a model house intended for those women widowed by insurgency in Borno State. There are 41 of them. It is a room and a parlor. And from the perspective of the room or the house, it looks very good and maybe very fitting for a lady, even if she has 3 or 4 children.
The whole idea is to discipline the beneficiaries of this noble project to the task at hand and start life towards freedom and self-reliance. Not only is there accommodation, there is also a hospital too, built for them by Nalda and equipped to the core, and a primary school and a place of worship. Nalda is also advanced in the completion of another agricultural kingdom, this time in Disnan, in Jero local government area of Borno. They are building a gigantic integrated farm here, around 100 hectares of land, which is provided by the community. 10 poultry pens have already emerged here.
We are also planning to plant napier grass. About 20 hectares was earmarked for that purpose.
Why napier grass anyway?
The napier grass, we wanted to plant the napier grass because of our kettles. It is going to be as a kettle feeds. Okay. Yes.
It's a cattle feed. It's like a fodder.
Yeah.
But you are planning, because I've not seen any livestock here anyway.
Yes, we are planning to bring the livestock. And what we are doing about the napier grass is we are not only providing the food for only Borno, no. We are providing it to the whole of the country.
Those to benefit from this integrated farm will find house ready for them too, as well as a clinic, a primary school, and a place of worship. It will be their own for life. These structures will be in the image and likeness of those that are completed in the field village at Farm Center. Work is moving on at a fast phase, and the Executive Secretary Nalda has assured that activities at the fish villages and at the integrated farm at Disnan will begin before the year ends.
Yeah, the integrated farm estate and the fish villages. Some of the fish villages are ready, like you saw, the schools, the fish ponds, they have already painted. The integrated farm estate is 85% to completion. So we are very hopeful that by the end of December, the project will be commissioned.
I had to come to the post office in Maiduguri to be able to say this. While I was in Kondiga, where Nalda is having 100 hectares of land, which is meant to be cleared to facilitate irrigation farming for wheat. Obviously, the plan is that 100 vulnerable people will benefit from the exercise. But then obviously, because of the security issue around this area, the security there could not allow us to take pictures. But then, this one is a significant move to allow the people who hitherto have been deprived of the ability to farm. Now, they have been given the chance to do so. I'm obviously the coordinator of Nalda in Borno State. Madam, good morning. I'm just talking about the 100 hectares of land in Kondiga.
Says they are doing a rice farming there. Okay. So where they will do the rice farming, wheat farming will also do.
What are the plans actually?
The plan is we are going to clear the land first of all, plow the land with our tractors. After we plow the land, we are going to divide the land into hectares. 100 hectares will be given to 100 people. And after that, we are going to bring our seeds. The Nalda will provide seeds. Nalda will also provide herbicide. Nalda will also provide pesticide, fertilizer, and what have you.
In Yobe State, Nalda is developing a farm estate designed for poultry farming, fish processing, and rearing of small ruminants. Already, this poultry component is up to a successful start. Over 60 youth, including unemployed graduates, drawn from 5 catchment villages around Gasamu, where the project is located, are benefiting. Gasamu is in Jakusko local government area of Yobe State. The youth here have been given hands-on training by Nalda on poultry handling and provided with all they require to run a successful poultry business, including feeds and medication. All of them have no prior knowledge of poultry and have no formal employment. 10 poultry pens exist here. In each pen there are 500 birds. 3 beneficiaries look after each pen. You can marvel at the progress of these birds now, especially if you know that they arrived here as day-old some 8 weeks ago. They are a cross between the local fowl breed and the organic layers. The handlers are already dreaming big.
The ambience in this pen is not only about the chicken that are here, but also about the 36 beneficiaries that are managing the 10 pen that exist. In all their faces, you can see a face of happiness and satisfaction. Where they hitherto had no work, now they do have. Where they have no skill to look after chickens, now they do have. Obviously, Nalda is doing something differently to see that it has empowered youth, especially in this Gasamu, in Jakusko local government area of Yobe State.
When you have something doing like this, it's a venture that you will be trained. After you have graduated from this place, you may establish your own, and you may train even your own family members.
So you are just giving them a head start?
Yes, that's it. After this 1-year program, they will be giving a support that they will go and stand on themselves.
The program has a timeline?
It has a timeline.
Okay.
After a year, these people are going to be graduated.
Okay.
Then more selections will also be made so as to continue.
Okay, so there will be this engagement package for this.
Yes.
Okay.
It's expected.
So they should be learning.
Learning, yes.
Okay.
Some of them were not even exposed to this thing, unless this time.
Many of the beneficiaries of this project are happy with the support they get, but they want quicker responses with the fees and medication, which they say adversely affect their birds. They want to enjoy more training too.
We have trained. Yeah.
For how long?
For 2 days.
Okay.
Yes.
So how have that training helped you?
It helped us a lot because we know how to control the chickens and the treatment and prevention of the chickens.
Okay. And you're applying what you learned?
Of course.
You have feeds, you have everything?
No, feed is not enough to them sometimes.
Okay.
Honestly, it's not enough.
So what do you want now?
We need enough food and to take care of the beneficiaries. This is our main problem.
The palm estate is equipped with the brooding room. It is a hatchery. 6 people manage it. There are 6 incubators in the brooding room, each with the capacity to hatch 500 birds. The 10 poultry pens are planned to be the major suppliers of the eggs for this hatchery. It is a value chain that is meant to bring increasing number of unemployed youth in the area to the poultry business. In this farm estate, a section has been developed for rearing of small ruminants. Executive Secretary Nalda says over 3,000 red goats will be stocked in the coming days. The authority has an eye on promoting export of red goat skins, a once lucrative export trade endeavor which slowed down at the time. Again, the local community will be the beneficiaries of the whole exercise. It is for them at no cost. They will receive training for it, and they will receive the animals and feed and veterinary services at the expense of Nalda. Already, there are dedicated boreholes in the farm estate, which sees neighboring communities deriving immense benefit from it. Nalda's hand in Borno and Yobe are a definition of the immense goodwill of the federal government towards its people. It is also a reinforcement of his desire to achieve food security. In Taraba and Adamawa, the perspectives are more resonant. Gazabu, in Bali local government area of Taraba State, is an area that for over 6 years grappled with unrest. It happened that throughout this year, Gazabu is quiet and forward-looking. To the leaders of the area, the peace achieved in Gazabu now is a function of a federal intervention through Nalda to find youthful engagement for the youth and for the youth from its neighborhood. Nalda is committing 1,200 hectares of land in Gazabu for the cultivation of maize and rice. The people have never had it so good. Here, Nalda brings in unemployed youth of the area through their traditional authorities to engage in all year-round farming of rice and maize. Because of the size of the land area, which Nalda acquired through the community, they could only commit 204 hectares for the cultivation of maize and 80 hectares for the cultivation of rice for this time, with the amazing results. Perhaps the success of the program is reinforced by the involvement of traditional rulers in the actual program. They believe in it and they benefit from it.
These projects help us a lot because they have brought tractors, and these tractors that they have brought, my people, they don't need to pay anything. It's free. Free. The tractors cultivated land, they harrow, they give us seeds, they give us herbicides, they give us fertilizers, and they also advise us on what to do.
All free.
Free. Nobody give a single kobo. I am part of the farmers too. Why I have decided to be part of them is to see what these people are doing at the site. I registered myself to be there because if I will be going there always, people will say this chief is disturbing, but with my farm there, enable me to see what they are doing.
And you're happy?
I'm happy. They are doing fine.
And your people are employed?
They employed. The youths. In the youth. Most of the youths. Now we have reduced that problems of unemployment. This Nalda solved these problems of unemployment.
Going through the farm required the services of motorcycles because of distance and terrain. We team up with the beneficiary youth to go through the farm and see what result they are getting. The maize cultivation has been a satisfactory endeavor.
By next year, we are going to cultivate this land 100%. Presently, the land that needs clearing is less than 30%. 70% of this land is tractorable, so it can be harvested. We can cultivate the land.
And then you have all the necessary requirements to do that?
Yes, we have tractors on ground. we have planters, we have harvesters, we have the farmers. They are our strength. We empower them.
Okay, tell me, now you have cultivated rice and maize, or you have cultivated them. Rice is still, you are yet to harvest them.
Yes.
And I can see the maize too, but they have all matured.
Yes.
Tell me, what has been your experience? When did you start, and what has been the experience like?
Actually, the wet season started, we actually started late. Timing was a factor to us because we planted this first week of August. We started land preparation June, July. The land preparation took us time. And the input, we are not on ground early, so we were not able to start early. But despite that, we were able to have something to show.
Over 204 youth have been engaged in the maize cultivation in this farm, 1 hectare for each youth. We took a short trip to the rice section of the farm too. It was exciting. The farmers cultivated farro 44 and it delivers with the integrity. This again the background that they started the wet season farming late and the rainfall didn't happen as expected. Yakubu Garba is one of the rice farmers and also is the district head of Gazabu.
Dan naga taimako da gwamnati take so ta yi mana na matasanmu su bar zaman banza kuma asali ma abin da yake kawo yawan tashina matasa ba ayyukan yi.
Yes, an interesting point the district here is making is that what this project is doing differently for them is to help them have a lasting peace. Now the issues of conflict that usually is associated with youth has been drastically reduced, especially around this area, because the youth are engaged. Now, what he is saying that if we can have programs like this on a large scale, and that the youth are all over engaged, obviously there will not be history of conflict or fight anywhere in this country. And that is why he is joining in the farming himself, so that the youth in his area can see and will have empathy and joy.
When Nalda shows his spirit, it also pours out his heart. In Sugu, Ganye local government area of Adamawa State, Nalda is committing 500 hectares of land for the cultivation of rice. It is a farm estate which has seen the cultivation of rain-fed rice this year. 127 farmers registered under the project, all drawn from the local Ganye environment. Again, Nalda offered the land and the farm input for the whole project.
Every single farmer in this community was happy and excited when we first brought the project. We brought them together, we registered them as Nalda farmers, we trained them as what Nalda is all about. We told them the benefits, particularly when we have to bring our own tractors to mechanize the whole farm and then bring them into the farm, giving them parcels, every one of them either a kilo, 1 hectare.
The voices in the farms are that of gratitude to Nalda and of higher dreams. There is in fact a live scenario in Ganye. It is harvest time now, and what is harvested by individual farmers is being stored in Nalda's storehouse. I just wonder, what are the rewards for Nalda for its wholesale support to all farming groups we have talked about? And in context of the quantum of product that will come out of all its systems, who will uptake the harvest?
One thing that really bothers me is the sustainability plan you have for those areas.
Excellent.
Because if you leave it to the people, the thing may be jeopardized over time.
That's correct.
Obviously. So what are the sustainability plans?
We have a tripartite arrangement. We have a private investor to manage, while the local community takes ownership of the place. It's like having your business and you have a manager. So the ownership, the ownership of the farm or every farm belongs to the local community. The beneficiaries are from that community. So they are engaged in their environment, while we have an external body manage them in order to be productive.
So there is a private intervention.
Yes, and then we have banks like Jaiz Bank, especially Jaiz Bank that we have understanding with, so that all the farmers will get their money as it comes in, because all of them will have an account with Jaiz Bank, and as sales are being made, it goes into the Jaiz Bank account and farmers get their money.
Yes.
One promise Nalda offers to the people of Northeast is the assurance for the cultivation of rice and wheat this dry season and forever after. It has never happened to their agriculture. In fact, clearance will start at the farms in Sugu, Gazabu and Kondega immediately after harvest for the irrigation. In many of the areas, Nalda provided boreholes and the farms do have proximity to river systems which help. There are issues, however, with the timely supply of inputs and seeds of the right type.
You know, there is a process of procurement. Agric shouldn't be tied down to the entire process of procurement, because agric has a time frame, is a time-bound project, is a time-bound investment. To say so, we are doing everything to catch up with the right time in procuring the seeds, so that this dry season farming will be able to provide the seed at the right time. Sometimes what happens is that by the time you would have finished the process of procurement, that season would have been over.
And that's actually what happened some of the production this year.
This year that was suffered, that's correct.
People didn't get their inputs early enough, so they have been caught up between dry season and rainy season.
That's correct. So we're working around the clock to see how we'll make sure that that is taken care of and it doesn't repeat going forward.
Generally, Nalda is effectively building dreams and renewing hopes across all areas of its interventions. It is also proving itself at the bedrock of the federal drive to end poverty and guarantee food security for the nation. It is like one farmer in Sugu observes, that if Nalda will address some takeoff issues and continue to drive its systems like it's doing now, Nigeria will not be importing rice.